I will have. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Star Wars Stuff Podcast. My name is David.
My name is Zach. Apparently, we're going out of order.
I'm Mary. I always go last. What are you talking about?
I forget. It's been a minute.
Welcome back.
Oh, thanks.
And this is where we talk all things Maul Shadow Lord. And before we get started, we want to thank all of our awesome Patreon supporters out there, starting with Lee McCallion, Kevin Leininger, Devin McCaffrey, Zach Netzel, Maya Morris, Adam Haber, Front Row Keen, Cam from Indiana, Mariana Tia Arnold, Rest Jedi 27, Alex Blundell, Indiana Solo, BC Duman, and Sean Smith. Thank you so much for your awesome love and support. You were actually able to get us shirts for Vegas for Mary and I. So thank you so much for that. Also, in Vegas, Legion Sabers will have a booth. We'll be there. Check out legionsabers.com for all your lightsaber and accessory needs. Use the code STUFF at checkout on the website. Get 15% off. All right. So today was Christmas. We got another Star Wars series.
A beautiful day.
To add
Christmas
to the
in
rich
April
history of Star Wars. And it's one of the most elusive, some may say, the Boba Fett of the prequels. Elusive of his time.
I wonder who said that.
Yeah. He is a character I didn't think we were going to visit much in the future. But of course, the takeover of Filoni at Star Wars has completed. And this is kind of his first thing as the head honcho at Lucasfilm. And it's Lucasfilm Animation. And they did a couple different things with it. And we're going to talk about that. The voice casting, the actors, the way they went about this show. There was a big fan event that we didn't get invited to. Maybe in the future we will. But
stop bringing it up, David.
The first 2 episodes in a theater at Lucasfilm. And then some media members, and we didn't get that special access. They got access to all of the first 8 episodes. It's a 10-episode series.
Mm-hmm.
No one, according to Sam Witwer, has seen the last 2 episodes. There is the X post right there. Sam Witwer states, "I'm often asked what you need to watch before to enjoy Maul Shadow Lord." He says nothing, even if you've never seen a Star Wars film or TV show. Everything you need to know is in the show. Wrong X post, but it is an X post nonetheless by Sam Witwer. But he also stated that no one has seen the last 2 episodes outside of course, the people that created it. Sam Witwer,
awesome.
David W. Collins, Brad Rao, Dave Filoni, Athena Portillo. They all know what happens. And of course, the lineup here, the very last episode, Chapter 10, as well as Chapter 9, air on Star Wars Day, May 4th. Strange Allies and Finale. So what is Finale? I don't know. We're thinking that's just a placeholder for a secretive name for that chapter. So the first 2 chapters came out, like I said, this morning. Chapter 1, Chapter 2. Chapter 1, The Dark Revenge. And Chapter 2, Sinister Schemes. Zach is our animation expert on the podcast. Oof. He has a lot to say. We're gonna let him go here in just a bit. He's gonna unleash the knowledge on everyone.
I've been doing it for so long.
It looks like Mary bailed on us, but she's back.
Something happened. All of a sudden, my computer just went silent, and I was like, "Oh no!" So I reloaded.
Lucasfilm's getting into your system because
man, yeah, there's a lot of issues in California right now with internet.
Yep.
But yeah, before we unleash Zach, I just want to go over the cast here. So don't pay attention to the episodes because this is from IMDb and they don't know. Sam Witwer, of course, is playing Maul. He does a fantastic job. He is quintessential Maul by now. He is the man. Dennis Haysbert, we all know his voice from the Allstate commercials and other stuff. Very deep voice. He's Master Iko Diodaki. Richard Ayoade is Two Boots. We remember him playing Zero from The Mandalorian from the live action series. Steve Bloom is back. We all love him. Of course, we all know who played in Rebels. He plays Icarus here, another Zabrak. Vanessa Marshall reprises her role as Rook Cast. Wagner Mora is Brander Lawson, Academy Award nominated actor. Those are the big guys of note. W. David Collins, he does so many things at Lucasfilm. He works with the sound. He has an incredible podcast on film score, but he's Spybot, and he's really very funny. And then we have an actor with a very long Greek name, Chris Diamantopoulos, plays Vario. He has a very big role in a very big part to play here, and kind of is a little kind of like the Catalyst linchpin character, and a very interesting part. And it is somewhat comical, the character he plays as well. So that's the cast. Terrific cast. All right, so I watched the 2 episodes this morning. I think at 2:30 a.m.
Man,
wow!
After I loaded the last 2 podcasts, and I got to bed, and then I blinked, woke up, and I saw this. Maul had 100%. I don't know what it has now, but 100% with 11 reviews on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's awesome.
I did a very, very quick, blurry-eyed, quick thought about episodes 1 and 2. Very solid was my thoughts. Of course, if you listen to the previous podcast, tons of praise by everyone that was at Lucasfilm and all the media that got to see the first 2 episodes. Thought it was very solid, very unique animation style, and it's good. It's solid. So we want to also catch you up on a little bit of history of Maul, in case you don't know, before we unleash Zach here. So if you go to Instagram, you can find this particular Instagram poster. If you go to our Instagram, Star Wars Stuff Pod, and look at our stories, I believe their Instagram name is Buey.com. They created these. These are wonderful. These are accurate. All the artwork and the explanation of the complete canonical timeline of Maul. We have the beginning, The Phantom Menace, 1999. I was 17 years old or 18 years old or whatever when I saw this for the first time. Captured all of our imaginations. A Sith apprentice engineered as a weapon reveals himself to the galaxy. And of course, we all know what happens. He gets cut in half, goes down the deep chasm. The second slide here, we see him back in the Clone Wars. Season 4, episode 21 through 22. Brothers' Revenge. Maul survives, broken and abandoned, and begins rebuilding his identity. The next time is The Conquest, the Clone Wars, Season 5, Episode 1, Revival. Season 5, Episode 14 through 16, Eminent Shades of Reason, The Lawless. Maul builds a criminal alliance and takes Mandalore by force. The Warning, The Clone Wars, Season 7, Episode 9 through 12, The Siege of Mandalore. The very last season, the very beloved season, Maul senses the Republic's collapse long before the Jedi do, which was fantastic with Ahsoka there.
Yeah.
Syndicate in Solo, live action. Maul resurfaces as the hidden architect of Crimson Dawn. And then the Endgame, Rebels, Season 2, Episode 21 through 22, beloved episode Twilight of the Apprentice, also Twin Sun, Season 3, Episode 20, Power Fades, Obsession Remains, and Maul's story closes quietly. So I think that is it. Like I said, check out, if you want to see these slides, check them out on our Instagram, Star Wars Stuff Pod. And without further ado, I know Zach's been waiting a long time here to start talking about this episode. So, Zach,
man.
Mary, the floor is yours. What did you guys think? And by the way, this is going to be spoilery, right? So if you haven't seen these, pause this, watch the episodes. Combined time is only 55 minutes, so it's not that long. 2 episodes. They're action-packed. They're fast and intense. So, Zach.
Man, well, Mary, I guess you have any thoughts to start it off? I don't want to be like, hey, it has to just be me, but anything you want to say?
I think just to note on so I had to work today, I was like, oh man, I got to get home and watch these and stuff like that so that I'm ready for when it came time for us to podcast. And David mentioned to me it's only 55 minutes combined time. And man, did it go quick. So
Yeah.
the first thought I had is thank goodness they're releasing 2 episodes at a time if this is going to be their run times. Because I think if I had only
Mm.
gotten the first episode, I probably would have been a little disappointed. It
Yeah.
like that good disappointed of like, this is not enough. I want more because it's so good, but this is just not enough for like one week kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I think like my initial thoughts was like, thank goodness it's like a full 2 episodes and stuff. Outside of that, like I think what we saw in the trailers is just the tip of the iceberg
Mm.
and stuff. Like the storytelling is so good. It's like well paced and stuff. And it's like there was never a point I felt so I'm like a double screener. My like ADHD is awful and stuff. So I have to like double screen things. Like for me to be able to focus, I did not have to double screen. That's like how good of the storytelling and the
Mm.
animation and the art is
I agree.
where I'm like
Yeah.
just locked in and stuff and I don't need to like have my little fidgets out or have my my cell phone on and going.
It really does suck you in, even from
Mm-mm.
the opening with the heist, with Brooke Cass and her
Yeah.
team of Mandalorians pulling off that was a bank heist, right? Because there was
Yeah,
the bank
that cold
droid.
open.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that they ended up taking, and all the different I don't know, the scenery just looked really good. It all, I don't know, like there was all kinds of action just to kind of start things off, and yeah, there's all kinds of things we can talk about here for sure regarding these 2 episodes. But I know,
Is the
oh, go
cold
ahead.
open a normal thing that they've done before? Because I don't feel like if they have done cold opens in other animations,
Hmm.
I don't think I've ever noticed it, but I noticed this cold open. I even like I think in our group chat I was like the cold open was
Yeah,
so good.
they've done that with like Tales of the Empire and Tales of the Jedi, where
Yeah.
they'll
Okay,
show,
yeah.
or Tales of the Underworld, where they'll
Mhm.
show like, because I mean, I don't know, they're like 5 to 10 minute episodes, but they show a couple
Mhm.
minutes and then they enter the title card, which I don't think they've done much outside of those shows. So it's kind of cool to see that kind of goes a little, or I guess gets reciprocated in Shadow Lord here, which is pretty cool to see. But yeah, guys, it like David said, it's like Christmas. Like holy cow, I was sitting at work all day and I sent the meme to our group chat of like Kermit looking out the window and it's raining and I'm like, that's just how today was for me. I'm like, I don't know. At the office this week, like everybody and their grandma's on spring break. Everyone's down in Florida, so no one's in Michigan, and it was just a slow day. And I'm like, oh my word, I gotta get home so I can watch Maul Shadow Lord. And was avoiding spoilers online and all that stuff, which I was successful, so we're good. But
I will say I thought there'd be a ton of spoilers when I woke up this morning.
sure.
So like I opened up Instagram and then quickly like moved through anything I saw like Shadow Lord related, but
Hmm.
honestly, I didn't see a lot of spoilers today.
Well, that's good. I don't know if
Yeah.
that. Hopefully, enough people are watching this, because I think word of mouth will get around about this and really increase the hype for it if there's not enough out there already. Just with people singing the praises for the first 2 episodes, or even, the first date for those who were lucky enough to see them early. There's definitely, this one kind of came. I mean, we got a couple trailers and then all of a sudden it felt like it was here. Like
Yeah.
the last couple weeks Lucasfilm has been laying on like the marketing material, like the 30-second spots and stuff like that, where they've
Mhm.
been revealing things more bit by bit. Which
Sam
I
doing more
think,
interviews.
yeah, absolutely. Which I think brought a lot of our team more on board than we already were. Not saying people weren't excited, but it definitely increased more excitement between us, I believe, at least. And
Mhm.
hopefully that stays true for the average viewer out there. So I'm getting texts from like my old roommates from college, like, oh my gosh, this show reminds me of this. This show reminds me of that. So it's kind of cool that I got buddies who aren't like living and breathing Star Wars that are watching this, and I've had enough of an impact on them. I probably force fed Clone Wars to them as, a bunch of like 20, 21-year-olds. Hey guys, we got to watch this. Just shut up and trust me. This is worth it. I promise. And 132 episodes later, here we are. So
Did you guys or your buddy Zach pick up on the fact that this was like the Dark Knight episode?
in what way?
So it
Like,
starts off with the bank heist,
yeah,
and then you see essentially the Joker as Maul show up,
yeah. I
and
haven't
then
gotten
you
text
have the
about that yet,
boss.
but
Yeah, the boss that owns the bank. It's
that is pretty
crooked.
cool.
And then it's called the Dark Revenge
That
as
is pretty
opposed to the Dark
sweet.
Knight.
Dang, it's all kind of clicking now.
That review that came out that this reminds me of the Dark Knight in Heat in Andor. So yeah,
That's
the
so
first
cool.
episode was like Dark Knight. The second episode was kind of like Andor. So
100%.
yeah,
100%.
the reviews do make sense now, and I definitely do agree. But yeah, sticking with that first episode, we're introduced to Vario, which is a connection to the Phantom Menace because he's one of those alien races that was the shorter alien races piloting one of the pods, and it was so funny when he popped out of that mech suit, and he was just like a little tiny guy, and he used that to his advantage when the boardroom scene like all like fell to pieces, and of course the other crime boss thought he was Demas thought he was being betrayed, and then Spybot, played by David W. Collins, is like stealing the show here because if you turn the captions on, you can see everything that he's saying.
Yes,
and it's like oh my gosh, this is perfect. And I love the design too of Spybot because he's got like one eye, then he's got like a red dot, and it's just magnificent what they did with that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was telling my wife while we were watching, I'm like, I don't think I'd be able to understand what he's saying if we didn't have the captions on, and I'm glad we have the captions on. That was her favorite part of the first two episodes was that droid. She definitely liked them both, outside of the droid for sure, but it was kind of fun chatting with her about that. But yeah, it's very cool to pick up with Maul 1 year post Order 66. Because at the end of Clone Wars Season 7, he gets on a shuttle with the Venator that's crashing, and he escapes, and we don't know where he went. And we're left with nothing but our thoughts for, I think, 10 years of the timeline, because he comes back in Solo, which is 10 years post Order 66, and we see him running the show behind the scenes, and with Crimson Dawn being more involved with Dryden Voss and stuff, which is kind of cool. So it's awesome to see that they're starting to fill in the gaps here.
Also, another kind of DC reference here. You can kind of look at Coruscant as Metropolis and Janix as Gotham in a way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I could see that.
Even the lighting, like with how they set the tone for those cities. Absolutely.
Yeah, and someone named James Herrera 3435 on YouTube says absolutely love the Blade Runner aesthetic of the show.
For
love
sure.
Blade Runner.
For sure. And it was cool looking at a lot of the buildings from like a bird's eye view, because a lot of them looked like they were painted. Right? Did you guys get that feeling?
Yes.
It all felt very artistic. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they used a technique, paint on glass. I know for the explosions and for a little bit of Maul's face and the lightsaber that was flickering, very much like Kylo Ren's blade. And of course, we know Maul's blade really doesn't do that, but the artistic choice that they made works, and it kind of brings a new kind of fresh aesthetic to Star Wars animation. I'm glad Filoni chose that. I wonder if he wanted to do that in the past and maybe he was shot down. I don't know. Or maybe they just couldn't do it. They didn't have the time or whatever. But it works.
I think they used Visions as like a tester for it, because it's so similar to a few of the Vision episodes in that art style and stuff. And those were one of the more well-received Vision episodes. And then Filoni kind of used that as a point of like, well, people like this art style. We can mesh it with what we already do and give it kind of a fresh new look.
Well, and one of the big differences with the lightsabers, David, I think you touched on this previously. Like if the lightsaber's in motion, like it kind of looks like a triangle if it's a short little blip. And they introduced that technique in season 7 of the Clone Wars, because in between season 6 and 7, it was, I don't know, 6 years or so. So, technology advanced a good bit. And I'll never forget
Yeah.
like when Ahsoka at the end of what I can't remember the episode number, season 7. It's the first episode of the last arc. At the very begin or at the very end, Ahsoka's standing there and is surrounded by Maul's forces, and he comes in saying he was hoping for Kenobi. Why are you here? And then it cuts to her at the beginning of the next episode. She's kind of like moving her head, and her lightsabers are moving with her hands, and they kind of show that little wave. Like if you watch closely, it looks very reminiscent to what they're doing now. Obviously, the blades look like they flicker a little bit more, akin to Kylo Ren's saber, like you mentioned, David. But it's cool to see that not only Maul's saber doing that, but like the laser blast bolts and the Inquisitor lightsabers from the trailer, Devin's lightsaber from the trailer, they all have that same effect. And I'm excited to see all kinds of lightsabers flailing around as we dive deeper into the season here.
And what's Maul's line when Ahsoka shows up in season 7? It's like,
I was hoping
Lady
for
Tano.
Kenobi. Yeah, why are you here? And because then he goes, Ahsoka Tano, is it? I don't think your name's or it's not a name that's familiar to me, something like that. And yeah, that plot is so freaking good. Just imagine if Anakin and Obi-Wan went there instead of rescuing Palpatine, and yeah, what could happen? Who knows? We're probably never going to see that story someday, but it's always fun to think about what could happen there.
Never say never.
Fair. You never know. But
in the great words of Justin Bieber, never say never.
Oh, man. What a goated song.
All right. So yeah, fantastic opening, action-packed. It was fast and intense. We saw the Zabrak Shadow Brothers there. What is their proper name, Zach?
They're Zabraks.
Yeah, but they're also part of something else, right?
Like the Night Brothers, kind of.
The Night Brothers, yes. I think that's what they're also called.
In the Dark Disciple comic that is made up of 4 lost episodes of the Clone Wars, Maul gathers a bunch of them to help him fight Dooku, Grievous, and Palpatine, and Dooku like goes on a rampage and like kills all of them. I wonder if these 2 brothers were either there and escaped or weren't there. I don't know. I'm kind of curious to see if we get a little bit more backstory on those 2, because it's kind of cool to see that they pull up. I mean, it's one of them must be noteworthy enough. Icarus being voiced by Steve Bloom. Like if they want us to know who's voicing him, he's got to have some more relevance to his character in the next few episodes, which I'm excited to see. So
I want to say that they're on the bottom right of the poster. This is the IGN review, but they gave it a great rating. So yeah, and they have character posters out here.
Oh, they look so good.
You have Lawson and 2 boots. Yep. I don't even remember seeing his boots. He has like different boots from everyone else, right?
Oh, interesting.
He just has boots. Yeah.
Oh,
so that's so sick.
Well, and he's holding half of his saber in that poster, so he can split it. I think we see that in the trailer that he disconnects and reconnects them. So when he does the tea ceremony with Devin down the road, the half that he's holding is just sitting on the table next to the tea kettle. So kind of interesting there. I also wonder if Devin's lightsaber was left in the robes that she rolled up and left with the other Jedi that we see on the street. I can't remember his name to save my life. It's killing me.
It's like long.
What would you remember? His the All-State Jedi.
The All-State Jedi.
Her master.
Master Iko Dio Daki.
Okay.
So, yeah, I wanted to talk about
Dio Daki.
Yeah. You got to say it a bunch of times to memorize it. But yeah, Zach raised an interesting question. Have we ever seen a master and an apprentice survive after Order 66? Or is this the first time anywhere that we've seen that? I think it's the first time.
I'm trying to think of everyone we know that survived. Kanan's master died to save him.
Yeah. Cal Kestis's master died. Jar of T'Pol got gunned down. I guess you could technically play it like, okay, Obi-Wan survived and Anakin survived, became Darth Vader. I guess you could be technical there, and you could be technical with Anakin surviving and Ahsoka surviving. So I guess if you really want to take a cheap little layup at that, you could make it work from a technicality, but they're like together on the streets, you know, like the master is still utilizing a lot of the like the lessons the Jedi teach you, because Devin's like, I'm tired of begging. Let's just take some
Mhm.
of this. No one's gonna notice. And her master, well, I guess we don't even know if he was her master at the temple. I guess we're kind of assuming that, but
Right.
based on how they were just kind of together, I think it kind of makes sense, but maybe we'll get that confirmed in a couple episodes here. But
And where's
Do
his
you guys
saber
think
at?
we'll get a yeah.
He's like
Mm.
fighting with like a muffler or something.
it'd be cool if it was like built into that, like Terra Sanube's cane in the Clone Wars,
Oh yeah.
his lightsaber kind of pulls out. But
Hiding it.
yeah,
Do you think we'll get another Order 66 flashback to see her survival of it? Because I feel
man,
like that's Filoni's thing. How many shows in the last like 3 years have we seen an Order 66 flash?
right. Yeah, never
I don't
say
know.
never.
Do any of those names scream Order 66 flashback?
Finale kind of
know.
does.
I feel like if we
Good.
do, it'll be like the third to last episode,
Well, it would
or
be
like
kind of,
right in the middle.
I feel like it could come at a moment where she's really wrestling with herself in terms of what to do. Like she, I guess kind of jumping ahead to the end of episode 2, we see Devin move her cell, whatever you want to call it. It almost looked like part of like a freight
Fuselage
car or something. Yeah. So like, I think she's gonna have a lot of time for self-reflection. And Maul is like, you can leave whenever you want. And we're all like sitting on the couch, like, yeah, bust the door open and leave. That's what he wants you to do. We all know it. But she kind of takes, she thinks outside the box a little bit. Maybe her power is not quite there to be able to bust that door down, but she kind of thinks outside the box and moves the cell anyway. But I wouldn't be
it's like she's
surprised.
swinging a broadsword more so than
Yeah,
wielding a scalpel with the Force, because it was just a latch. She had to pop open.
Right.
But,
Well, and her cell had like 4 latches, and the cell that they put
oh, it did.
the crime boss in only had 1.
Ah, okay.
Mm.
So he put her in a more fortified cell, unless they only showed 1 latch for the crime boss, but then they showed 4 for her. But maybe it's there. They just didn't show them all anyway. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if she has like some sort of self-reflection though during like their tea ceremony or something, and she's kind of thinking back on Order 66, and Maul is just kind of trying to beat into her head already, like, hey, you need to adapt to what's going on right now. You need to not you kind of need to let go of the past and kind of evolve with what's going on.
Which is so valid. And I think like I'm very curious, like, does he sense that in her? Because the first time we see her, she's like, dude, I'm tired of this. She's like, I'm tired of this, Grandpa. You know?
Right.
She's like, I'm hungry. I just want to go get that food. And he straight tells her, don't do it.
Yeah.
Well, people will show us kindness. And then she straight denies, like, goes, nah, forget that. And then she tries to steal it. And he sets her up. And he's like, just go with these cops, kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure.
He gives
wild.
me Mace Windu vibes.
I could see that. He seems he seems like he's going to have a really hard time letting go of the principles of the Jedi. And I think it's going to lead to his death at some point in this season.
If he survives this, I'll be surprised.
Well,
I feel like Devin will be the one to kill him.
For sure. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if I see her killing him, but I think him dying will be a big motivator for her to, like, she's got nothing left. Like, she can just go to Maul and like, she's not leaving anything behind. There's no attachments, and she can.
That's what I was thinking. Like her ultimate like if she does go to the dark side, that's the ultimate transition point and stuff like that. Where she just feels bitter towards him and bitter towards the Jedi for everything that's happened and stuff. So her last thing before she transitions to the completely over is to kill this last connection to the Jedi.
And maybe even with all the things that we see happening in the trailers, maybe an Inquisitor kills him. I don't know. I mean, I'm out here thinking that Two Boots is going to blow the whistle and call the Empire because,
I mean,
he seems pretty by the book, and Lawson's like, no, we don't want the Empire involved in this. And Two Boots is like, oh, maybe it might not be a bad idea to get them involved. And I mean, at some point they do get involved, but when and what will be the straw that breaks the camel's back for someone to call the Empire in, which is very interesting to think about.
Yeah.
Very beneficial for Maul not to get captured by Palpatine, and of course,
For sure.
no, that doesn't happen. But
yeah, well, he's shooting for the moon right away. He name drops him in the episode and is like, Darth Sidious, I need to go kill him. Like, whoa, okay, you're ready to go. You're looking to move fast, which is pretty sweet.
In all the foreshadowing in this episode, I mean, this is the biggest one right here. She's bright red. She looks like Darth Talon.
Right?
She does.
Right.
So,
I know. There's a lot of foreshadowing.
She just knows.
Unless it's like, yes, I text that to David. I was like, she knew, because I knew you were still watching, and I didn't know if you had gotten there yet, so I didn't want to put it in the group chat.
Yeah.
But I text David, and I'm all like, in all caps, she knows his name? How does she know him? But I guess it's like, he's just known.
Yeah, oh yeah. Wasn't it pretty freaky when he was walking up to the cell?
Yeah.
Like he just turns and kind of feels her. Like he could sense that she's like
he knew she was there.
Yeah, and he just kind of turns and then his body shifts and then he just like it's just those piercing yellow eyes, like, and he's walking closer and like that kind of freaked me out a little bit. I'm like, ooh, I like the tone of this show. Like I've heard people say that this was made for kids that grew up with the Clone Wars that are now adults, and it's I'm like, yeah, checkmate, Lucasfilm. Like I'm here. You got me.
You know what I really love about this is that Maul is not trying to manipulate her. Like he is so upfront from the beginning of like, she's a Jedi. She'll help me get my vengeance.
Yeah.
We need her and stuff like that. He's not like, come with me. I can give you what you're looking for. It's just straight like, you want to go. But you got to figure out how to survive in this new world now that the Jedi aren't in charge.
Well, and he's like, what do I need to do to prove myself? Like to prove that, like, because he's just not beating around the bush. Like he's ready to hit the ground running. And his team is significantly smaller than what it was in the events of season 7 of the Clone Wars. Kind of diving into that a little bit. If you're watching us on YouTube here, we got a picture from season 7 where this entire room is full of his commandos, and like front and center, you got Gar Saxon, and right next to him is Rook Kast, and Rook Kast is voiced by Vanessa Marshall, who we know as Hera Syndulla, and she showed up in a comic along with Gar Saxon. They break Maul out of his imprisonment, but focusing on this image here, you could just see like 20 plus Maul Mandalorians all ready to, I guess, do his bidding, I guess, for lack of better words. And I think we see like 5 Mandalorians, maybe, like in this episode.
No more than that.
Yeah, and that's, like these guys have got to be really, really loyal, because Death Watch was huge. That was a big group. Maul kills Pre Vizsla, half of them split and go with Bo-Katan and form the Night Owls. And then, they kind of cannibalize each other fighting during the Siege of Mandalore. A ton of Mandalorians die. And then a bunch of them get captured by the Empire, where we can see right here that Gar Saxon and I believe potentially Rook Kast behind her is like they're in binds, and being brought in, I guess, under arrest via the Republic, and which is another interesting thing to think about, because if you go ahead and look at Rebels, we see Gar Saxon as a prominent Mandalorian, like stormtrooper hybrid, kind of like he's got Imperial and Mandalorian armor, and works for the Empire, and the rest of the Mandalorians that kind of have free will throughout the galaxy are like, yeah, that's a no. Like these guys, they know who Gar Saxon is and how he's kind of a traitor working for the Empire. And I wouldn't be surprised if it was very similar to Barriss Offee being offered a chance to be an Inquisitor, because one of the Inquisitors walks in and is like, well, the Republic arrested you. the Republic doesn't exist anymore. We're going to give you this opportunity. And I wonder if Gar Saxon was presented with something similar. But if Rook Cass got arrested and she's somehow escaped, she remained loyal to Maul along with a couple others. So kind of interesting to think about how that ties into this and how Maul's numbers are very depleted. And he also talks about how the Pikes and Crimson Dawn specifically have been benefiting from his misfortune of the Shadow Collective collapsing, which is very interesting. There's all kinds of ties in the underworld to those families. And we see, let's see if I can find this image here. I got another image if you're watching us on YouTube. This is Clone Wars Season 7 where Maul is talking to the heads of the Black Sun on the left. Krim of the Pike family, the Pike Syndicate, is in the middle. They mention him in episode 2 a bunch. And then to the right is Paul Bettany's character, Dryden Voss, who is the leader of Crimson Dawn. And Maul's kind of telling all them to go into hiding, and they kind of have this alliance, blah, blah, blah. And then Maul gets arrested, Order 66 happens, and I'm sure they just kind of went back into the burrows that they were already in before Maul came to assemble them. So it's very interesting to see that he knows that those, like, he kind of is holding a grudge towards those syndicates, like especially with the Pikes. We see that he's kind of out for blood with the Pikes because I think they kind of left him. And I wonder if we'll see him just out for revenge because nobody came to help him when he had nothing and he was on his own. Do you guys think that they'll play into that a little bit throughout the story for this season?
I think that'll be the first half of the season.
Okay.
Is him like reestablishing his dominance and like really getting his vengeance. And like, it seems like the first 2 episodes, that's all he talked about, right?
Sure.
Is Crimson Dawn, the Pikes, all that. I think in the trailer we see a bunch of Pikes just get destroyed.
Yeah,
and everything.
Absolutely.
And what I really loved in the second episode is that Maul is the type of leader that will get down and dirty. He is there just going through. It's not just him rebuilding an army, but he himself wants the vengeance. He himself wants to do the like complete destruction of these like groups and people.
And I think he learned a little bit from like taking over Mandalore because like he wanted to have Pre Vizsla like rule the people, and then him and Pre Vizsla start butting heads and he kills Pre Vizsla, and then Prime Minister Almec, who was arrested for a crime earlier in the show, it was season 3 or 4, something like that, and he tells Almec to go run his people, rule his people, and he's the face of the operation. And with that kind of biting him in the rear, just with everything that happened during the Siege of Mandalore, I wonder if he's just over it. He's like, I gotta do this myself. But he kind of goes back to that because Dryden Voss is running the show, I guess, as the face of the operation, comes solo. And seeing that Maul is like at the top for Crimson Dawn, it also makes me think, is Crimson Dawn the only family or the only syndicate he's able to climb to the top for again? You know, because Crimson Dawn is its own entity. Crimson Dawn is not the Shadow Collective rebranded, because the Shadow Collective was the Pikes, the Black Sun, Death Watch. And I think Crimson Dawn was brought in a little bit before season 7, kind of off screen. After Death Watch kind of disbanded a little bit. So what do you guys think? Do we think that Crimson Dawn remains its own entity come solo, or is Crimson Dawn like the new ruling syndicate family? Because I mean the Hutts kind of remained on their own, you know, but Crimson Dawn, I wonder if that's the only syndicate Maul is able to infiltrate and kind of climb the ranks of again, where the Pikes are kind of like, yeah, we're over this guy. If the Black Sun, they're like, yeah, we're over this guy. I don't know. It's kind of, I'm like diving way into like the fine print here, but
I don't know. It's hard because, you know, Crimson Dawn rebuild, like it becomes something again real quick and stuff. So it makes sense, but I mean, it makes sense. That's the only thing I can really say.
For sure.
Yeah, it could be either or. They all merge into Crimson Dawn, or
right.
We just aren't we'll let into it in Solo when Maul
Yeah.
picks up that saber and
Hmm.
you see him with the big Crimson Dawn medallion.
Oh,
So
that's
yeah,
that
Yeah.
lightsaber is so cool looking too, and it's like,
you know,
Sam Witwer famously corrected like people on set, like, hey, he's got to
yeah,
have a different lightsaber, and it's got a little bit of a like the curvature of an Inquisitor's lightsaber.
mhm,
So kind of on that note, Maul retrieves his lightsaber some way, somehow from after the events
Yeah.
of season 7 of the Clone Wars. It's the same one that he has in his duel with Ahsoka. I'm curious to see how he got that, one, and two, if we'll see him lose it, it gets destroyed or something throughout the events of the show, and we see him build his new lightsaber that he has in Solo and in Rebels. I'm kind of a hilt nerd. Like, I like looking at the little details with that, but
yeah,
um
same here.
it's, I don't know. I mean, there's two Inquisitors we see that come
Yeah.
right at him, and um, I wonder, because we know, what are they calling the one Inquisitor? The Crow, the one with the mask. I know
I
he's
believe
got a
it's his
technical
Maroc?
name.
seventh brother.
No.
The seventh brother.
Yeah.
Marok's the other one, but the Crow,
Yeah.
the seventh brother, like Ahsoka kills him in Tales of the Jedi,
Right.
the last episode of that season, I believe, and yeah, kind of based off of some of the canon from like the book by E.K. Johnson. Ahsoka uses that lightsaber and takes the two crystals within it to make. I guess you
She
can't.
she
She makes her
cleanses
white.
them.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you can't. That's why they're white. You can't make them as pure as like a blue or green lightsaber, because that's kind of the scar of the crystals, is that they're white. And um, I wonder if we'll see Maul take Marok's lightsaber or something, because in Ahsoka, Marok is kind of a puppet, and he gets stabbed by Ahsoka, and he kind of deflates like a balloon and turns into a fart cloud. So I wonder if we'll see Maul slice him and dice him in this
And then takes
season.
him back to Dathomir for the Night Sisters to use.
Yeah, and who knows how that happens, because guy, yeah, I don't know. I wonder if, yeah, there's all kinds of possibilities with Marok for sure, but it's cool to see that they're giving him some more love. But yeah,
Yeah, I
all
agree.
kinds
I
of
don't
crazy
know.
cool stuff.
Yeah, I love that Star Wars does that. That you think something is one thing, and then they can come back and fill in the gap, and it's like, nope, it's
Right.
actually this instead.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and do we think this show is gonna span over, if it wants to get to Solo, it's got like 9 years worth of timeline it's gotta fill. Do we think this show could stretch to that point of time? Because I know, like in the Bad Batch was 3 seasons, and it's like a year or two post Order 66, and then the ending is, you know, close to the
10
Battle
years
of
later.
Yavin. Yeah, and
Hmm.
I wonder if they'll show some things that happen in the events of Solo during the show, but that's kind of, I don't know if that's too much of a reach for what they're trying to do here.
Maybe not. I mean, we know it's getting a season 2.
Mm-hmm.
I know if Devin does become Talon, there's a big time jump that has to happen because she's way
Right.
too young here
Right.
if she becomes it. And that's why I think people don't think it's going to be her. So even just that, what people are really speculating is that she becomes Talon. Like, you need at least a 10-year jump there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, and I mean, there's all kinds of things up in the air too. Like in Rebels,
Yeah.
the Inquisitors are like the shadow lives. Like they're kind of like,
Yeah.
ooh, like we thought you were kind of gone, and eventually the Empire does find out about him again. But then does he go into hiding again? Like, does he disappear again? And because in Solo, he seems like he's on top of the world, kind of ruling in the shadows. But in Rebels, he's got nothing. Like, he lives in the dirt. Like, he's got nothing. And I wonder if we see him not only build up his criminal empire, but I wonder if we get to see it be torn down as quickly as it gets built up.
Yeah, I could totally see that. I'm okay with like time jumps. I think they have to.
Mhm.
I don't know. Did they ever say like this is going to fill in the gaps between here and here? Like it's going to. I feel like that's probably the next announcement
Sure.
before season 2 is like we're
Hmm.
going to get you guys to what you see in Solo.
Yeah, because I think all we know is it's a year post Order 66, but
Yeah.
I think
Some
we got
guy
to
named
put
Craig
ourselves.
is commenting saying, "I think we're getting a third season." Yeah, I think we're going to get a third season for sure.
Yeah.
But go ahead,
What it
David.
was.
Sorry, I cut you off.
Oh, it's all good. What I was trying to say, I think we got to put ourselves in Filoni's hat and look at it like, okay, so there's a lot of goodwill right now for this series.
Mm-hmm.
Season 2 just got approved. We let all the fans know about that. If season 2 is really good, you want to maybe keep on doing this show into as long as you possibly can. And you said what? There's like 9 years of gap that they
Just
can
to
actually.
Solo, but to Rebels
Yeah,
it's
to
like
Solo.
14 years, so they could even go past Solo.
Yeah, and I mean they could even bring in like Beckett and Rio Durant and all these other people into it, and offshoot and make Maul this like grand animated series.
Yeah,
And we can have more stuff. And this might be the start of something really big where they can offshoot. I mean, a lot of people didn't like it when we were watching the Book of Boba Fett and we had 2 Mandalorian episodes. But I think
I
it'll
loved
be
it.
cool here to find out. Yeah, I loved it too. I think it'd be cool here to find out, to offshoot a little bit, see how it connects to Maul, and have other characters go like in passing, because there's a lot of time there.
yeah.
More than 10 years that we can explore. So this thing's a big hit. I think there's that opportunity, and I hope we get to
I'd
do
be
that.
so scared though. I'd be so scared because The Mandalorian was a big hit, but season 3, like once something does really well and they want to just keep going and going and going, it starts to lose its like magic
Right.
and integrity.
Well, and
And I
Dave
was really thinking
Filoni,
about that today.
yeah,
I mean, it's terrifying and sad simultaneously to say this, but everything that they've done up to this point under Disney has almost been like a beta test in a way. It's to see what works, what doesn't work.
Throwing spaghetti at the wall, see what sticks.
And you look at the Book of Boba Fett, we totally expected something totally different in regards to Boba Fett, the way he acted and what he did. Now, we didn't get that, but with this show, we're getting full-blown Maul, what we expected, and they're keeping it more adult.
Yeah,
He's chopping Pikes in half, throwing sabers into Pikes' faces.
So good.
I mean,
Loved it.
It's
Loved it.
It's really intense, fast and intense, and it's very adult. Like Zach brought up, this is for when the kids watch the Clone Wars. They're adults now; they're expecting something more.
Yeah,
and I think Filoni has made the right decision tapping into that. And of course, Maul, he is the character that he is, but we didn't really get that with Boba Fett, and this is really the vehicle now that can maybe, okay, this is Filoni's reign over Lucasfilm.
Yeah.
He started off pretty well with this show. So let's see what he can do now. Can he make this even bigger? Which I think there's going to be a lot of other characters that are coming in. I think that if you go on social media, you might get a little spoiled. But I mean, there's assumed characters we're going to get. And I think Zach touched on one earlier. I mean, you figure, Crimson Dawn. Yeah, you're going to see one of the underlings, most likely.
That'd be cool. That'd be really. She'd be really young at this point in the timeline, because she's like, I don't know, she like 20 or so in Solo. Like she's got to be like a teenager,
maybe like 18.
Yeah.
Craig. My vision is so bad. Someone's got to read these out loud.
Okay, Craig on Facebook, he says, if Dave is trying to give us George's vision, it's going to go on for a bit. Craig also says on Facebook, allows us to see Maul train her, kind of what we see Dooku do with Savage Opress.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Craig also says on Facebook, Clone Wars got better with time. Yeah.
You know what? We should invite this Craig guy to be on the podcast.
We maybe someday. No, I'm just kidding. But
maybe someday.
Hey, maybe you can meet Craig at SpaceCon. Maybe.
Ooh, ask him about his favorite movie
or his least. That
Time
might be
marker,
more
please.
entertaining. We didn't say
49
what
marker.
movie. Hang on, that's
You
cheating.
you alluded. You alluded.
That's cheating. But anyway, with yeah, there's so much they could tap into with this show. And I don't know, like kind of like Craig mentioned, like the Clone Wars has aged really well. Prequel era stuff has all aged really, really well, and they keep adding more stuff to fill in the gaps here and there that are just making everything better collectively. And it's definitely exciting to see what happens. And we see a little bit of a snippet where Marak is talking to somebody in a hologram saying, "My lord," like we weren't able to get him or whatever. And I mean, it makes sense that it'd be Vader because all the Inquisitors report to Vader. And originally in season 2
Or
of
I mean, the Grand
Rebels,
Inquisitor.
it could be the Grand
Yeah.
Inquisitor for sure. I don't know.
And
I think
I don't know if the
Filoni's cooking,
Inquisitors.
it's Vader.
Yeah, if Filoni's cooking, it's Vader, and I also don't know if the other Inquisitors refer to the Grand Inquisitor as my lord. You know,
that's valid. Yeah.
But and I don't know. For all we know, the Grand Inquisitor could show up, get stabbed again, and be like, "Oh, and he survives." I don't know, but I'm just joking.
One more time. What was that? One more time.
You're gonna have to take that soundbite and make it into a exactly. But so and I hope it's Vader because originally in the original plans for season 2 of Rebels, Vader was supposed to kill Maul when they fight on Malachor. I'm reaching into the archives for this one. I'm trying to remember what that planet was called when they go to the Sith Temple, but and they don't have them square off in the events of that episode, but Maul knows who Vader is, and I'm excited to see. Hopefully they fight each other because he's like, I can't defeat Vader alone. And it'd be cool to see Vader come in and kick his door down and just kind of send him running. But
yeah, I would love to see that. Oh
Yeah, me
man,
too.
that's what I think the finale is called, the finale, and not Vader's kicking butt.
well, and if they don't do Vader in season 1, they could in season 2. Like I could see it being like
Yeah.
a Daredevil Born Again, where Daredevil Born Again was supposed to be like 19 episodes or something, or 18 episodes, and they split it into 2 9-episode seasons. Maybe like I don't know, but time will tell. Adam Haber, what is up, my guy? Welcome to the club.
Yeah, some guy named Adam Haber on YouTube says Maul is back again. He is risen. I think he's
They
trying to make a
can't-
joke. or
Oh my
something.
god!
They can't get rid of Maul. They can't get rid of him.
Like I should have stayed in the prequels.
Here's an interesting question by Craig on Facebook. Does Maul know that Vader is Anakin?
Absolutely.
If
Absolutely. There's no. He knew that that's what Sidious's plan was, right?
Well, yes, but I mean,
and Maul's not.
I hate
dumb.
to say it, Darth Vader doesn't look a whole lot like Anakin Skywalker. And
yeah,
you never see him. Like people who see him die. Like Vader is like the attack dog for Tarkin. Like Tarkin is like the face of everything, and Tarkin kind of bosses Vader around, and Vader kind of has to go do it. And even though the Emperor is pulling all the strings, but like I don't know if Maul even knows about Vader at this point in the timeline.
I mean, here's how I feel. If a low-level Inquisitor can figure it out and figure out Luke's his son in the Obi-Wan series, the fact that Thrawn knows.
Yeah. Well, Thrawn's a genius. That's not that Maul's a genius too, but like
yeah, Maul knew everything that was going on before anybody else.
Well, and like Thrawn actually went on a mission with Anakin in the Clone Wars. Like Maul only heard of Anakin because in the Clone Wars he's like, I was hoping Obi-Wan would bring his loyal full, what was his name, Skywalker. Like he kind of knows of him and the importance of him, but
yeah, but he also knows like his whole conversation with Ahsoka that he's the key, right?
Sure.
And stuff. So he knows Sidious had plans for him. Yeah. He knows Sidious has a new go-to guy and stuff.
Yeah.
Like Maul would have to be really dumb to not have that information and not be able to put 2 and 2 together.
Right. Well, I'm curious to see how long. I don't know if we know how long Vader goes without making a public appearance between episodes 3 and 4. Like how long he's just kind of. I mean, obviously the Obi-Wan series he comes out, but I don't know. I feel like he's one of the biggest kept secrets of the whole Star Wars story, like during that time. But anyway, we got a really good question from Countdown City Geeks.
Hi, Ted.
Who are we more likely to get first, Palpatine or Vader on the show?
Ooh.
I think Vader. I think we will physically see Vader first. We might not even see Palpatine. It might not even come to that. Like, Vader might be able to handle everything with him and the Inquisitors. And Palpatine might not even be able, or might not even be around. I don't know.
I think we'll get Vader's voice. I think we'll get
Yeah.
hologram of Palpatine.
Like, it could be something like the Obi-Wan show. Like,
Yeah.
sure, we see Vader and the Inquisitors for most of the show, but at the end, there's a conversation with Palpatine. And because I don't think Palpatine's going to come in and knock his door down, because there was a little clip, Mary, I sent to you and Adam of voiceover from Dave Filoni talking about he's doing a, what is it? Commentary, like director's commentary, while Maul and Savage are fighting Palpatine. And he's like, we wanted to be very careful with how much we use Sidious in this show because that's George's guy. And we didn't want to step on George's toes with how he wanted. And obviously George was very involved at that point with the Clone Wars, but they were very intentional and very particular about when he showed his face as Sidious during the Clone Wars. And I wonder if they'll have that same reverence towards that character in the Maul series. And if he'll just be way too high up the food chain and like, he's the ultimate, hey, I've got guys who can deal with that. Vader and the Inquisitorius can go deal with Maul. I can see them being the first line of defense. And if Maul is saying he can't defeat Vader alone, Vader must beat him at some point, and it must not be necessary for Palpatine to get involved. I don't know. I'm kind of hyper analyzing that, but
do you feel like Sidious has a real connection to Maul?
Yes. Yeah.
And he feels he's like a real threat because he does have information.
Right. Well, and that information's not worth anything anymore because it's all the cat's out of the bag.
Yeah, that's true. So he's worthless to him now.
Well, and he says he wasn't 100% privy to his master's plan because when Ahsoka breaks him out of the Mandalorian, I don't know, floating brick, whatever that thing was, he's like, brilliant. He turned the Republic's army against them. Like, I didn't know that's what was going to happen, but it's brilliant. Like, he knew he was going to flip the switch at some point because he kept saying the dark side's never been stronger. I wonder if this moment may be upon us. He knows something's going to happen and that the power is going to shift in the galaxy, but he didn't know what it was specifically. But all the things that he knew are kind of irrelevant because the Empire won.
We already know Sidious
right?
in charge.
Yeah. So interesting. But the average person knows Sidious as Emperor Palpatine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
So, but anyway, I'll get off my soapbox.
On Facebook, I think Palpatine is more likely to show up on the show.
Yeah.
And then he also thinks if Maul fought Vader, I think Vader would have to kill him.
Yeah. He'd try for sure.
Or he just
I don't think Vader would find him worthy enough of his time. I think right now Vader is too busy trying to find Obi-Wan and I think at this point is when we see that last scene of Clone Wars when Vader's at the wreckage and he finds Ahsoka's sabers that Anakin gives her at the end. I think that's 1 year after that whole thing.
Well, it's got to be further out because we're 1 year post Order 66 and we see TK troopers. We don't even see stormtroopers in that scene at the end of the Clone Wars. It's all stormtroopers and snow troopers. So it must be 5+ years. I mean, maybe not 5, but more than 1, just because the stormtrooper program hasn't fully taken over. And that's alluded at the end of the Bad Batch, which is a year or 2 post Order 66. But if Vader gets involved, all the stuff that happens with Vader during the show takes place before the events of him finding Ahsoka's lightsaber.
Yeah. So right now he's probably preoccupied trying to find those loose ends.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And that's what the Inquisitors are for. Vader's the manager. They're all trying to find and hunt down Force users, Force wielders, and just kill them. Because Order 66 is declared, and the clones are just as quick to kill Maul as they are Ahsoka. So they're trying to kill everyone who's not Vader or an Inquisitor at this
Yeah.
time. Craig makes a good point here too. His comment says, "I think Vader would still be furious that Maul killed Qui-Gon." That's very interesting because Vader definitely differentiates himself with Anakin, and
Yeah.
I wonder if he's more fueled by like the loss of Padme and
Yeah.
feeling betrayed by the Jedi, and I don't know if enough time has passed that, like, because he hardly mentions Qui-Gon.
I was gonna say, do we even know, like, at that point? Because he was so young. He's obviously he's the one who freed him, promised he would train him, and then
Right.
Anakin's like conversation with Obi-Wan is like, so what does this mean for me now?
Yeah.
Right? He's not so
Yeah.
much concerned that Qui-Gon's dead. He's more concerned like, okay, well, I just got taken away from my home and my mom. So
Right.
now what?
Right. What do you think, David?
So
I think there is a part of him that thinks about Qui-Gon, and there's a little bit of caring there.
Hmm.
But I think everything else that happened to him, like, supersedes all of that.
Yeah,
You know,
for sure. I agree. I definitely agree.
I mean, there's just way too much on his mind to think about that. And this random, I mean, he's not as random, but I mean, yeah, I don't think anyone has really thought of that aspect.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think at this point we all kind of think that Vader's going to show up. Vader's going to duel Maul. I think that's what the tea leaves
I
have
think that's what
given
we
us.
all want.
Yeah,
That's what we all want.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna get it. If we don't get it this season, maybe we'll get a trailer for season 2 right after the finale ends on May 4th,
Yeah.
and then that'll freak everyone out. So
Well, and like if you think about it, Vader could dispatch 2 Inquisitors to go investigate what's going on with Maul. He kills Marak and then sends, the seventh brother, the Crow, back with his tail between his legs. And Vader's like, "Man, you weren't good enough to do this. Go check out this hubbub on this random farm planet." And
Yeah.
and then he gets killed by Ahsoka. I don't know. We don't know. I think that's even further out in the timeline.
I think that's about 4 years after.
Yeah, that's
Because Ahsoka
definitely a
does
good
odd
bit.
end stuff all over the galaxy before she lands there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So we'll see. It'd be cool to see Vader show up, and I don't know if that's season 1 though. Like, is
Nah.
he like the
It's
end
too
all
soon.
be all fight for Maul in this chapter of his life? I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. In Rebels, we know Maul says, I cannot kill Vader on my own.
Right.
Right? So he has to know that for some reason, whether it's reputation or he's attempted to in the past.
For
They've
sure.
had to have gotten in some kind of brawl or sprawl or like
Yeah.
something where Maul barely gets away and knows like, man, there's no way I can take this guy down.
Right.
It could be just sheer reputation. Because at
For
that
sure.
point, Vader is just like ripping through towns and force choking and killing everybody.
Yeah.
So
That's very interesting.
Craig also says on Facebook, in some way Vader might blame Maul for what happened to him. And then he also says Vader seems to struggle deeply with his identity, so I think he would think about Qui-Gon and knows Maul killed him. Maybe we will get to see that play out, but not sure how Maul would survive.
Yeah. I'm shocked they didn't play on that more in the Clone Wars, because it seemed to impact Obi-Wan way more than it impacted Anakin, which makes sense because, I mean, I think Obi-Wan was a Padawan until he was 25 years old. And by the time Anakin was 25 years old, he'd been Darth Vader for 3 years. So like Obi-Wan had, like, I'm 25. Like, like my master died today, like, 25 years of my life that I can remember being, well, maybe 15 if you think about being 10. I don't know, like 10 plus years of Obi-Wan's life being with Qui-Gon, and Anakin gets to know him for 10 minutes, and Qui-Gon got Anakin's foot in the door, and Obi-Wan kind of helped with the rest, but because of the promise. And not to say anything Qui-Gon did is irrelevant. Qui-Gon's a very important key, figure in Anakin's story. But Yeah, very interesting to think about for sure.
I mean, it makes sense, right? Like Anakin had accepted Qui-Gon's death because, it's not he spent a total of what, a week with him in a plane ride
Right.
and stuff, and then he's dead.
Yeah. It's
Um,
like, dude's good at
so for
gambling.
yeah, exactly. So it's like I think for Anakin at that point, he's like, well, they're worried that I'm afraid they're doing all this stuff, so I have to be like a really good kid and just
Yeah,
pushes it back and
for sure.
like really digs deep in there. And then Vader starts looking at everything and like trails it back to like, where did
Right.
this all start? If I never left my mom
Yeah.
and stuff like that, never would have gotten to this point. Padme would still be alive.
Right.
I wouldn't be what I am now. So I guess like I can see it from that perspective.
Hmm.
If like Vader really did have an issue with like Maul, but
Yeah.
then wouldn't he be on the hunt for him like more seriously?
Yeah.
Not so much like this in passing, like, Maul is here. Palpatine. I see. This is where I feel like Palpatine has more of like a personal vendetta. So it's like Palpatine hears, they reach out to the two boots, reach out to the
Yeah.
Empire. Palpatine, it gets to Palpatine some way, somehow through the Inquisitors and Vader. And Vader softly mentions, he's like, yep, the Maul, blah, 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 the syndicate has been seen here. I'm sending two
Right.
Inquisitors. And then Palpatine's like, no, go take care of it yourself
Hmm.
and stuff. He's
Yeah,
the one who brought you to this point.
for sure.
Like that's the way I can hear it playing out for
Hmm.
Vader to really go out and do something about it. If since we know for a fact
Right.
he's not like out there actively hunting him.
Right. Yeah. Lots of good food for thought for sure.
Yeah. So now that
Hmm.
you guys have seen the first two episodes, what do you want in the next two episodes? What are your predictions, your hopes and dreams?
Hmm.
What do you not want to happen?
I want to see conflict within Devin and Devin
Yeah.
speaking, because we see Devin speaking with her master, or who we think is her master. And he's like, just because the common enemy of ours and Maul is the Empire
Yeah.
doesn't mean we should team up with them. Like I want to see her wrestle with that over these next couple episodes. I think it's going to be a little too soon for the Empire to show up, but
Yeah.
I think that'd be episode 5 and 6, not 3 and 4.
I totally forget that that conversation happens and stuff. So we know for a fact she's going to leave Maul's company.
Mm-hmm.
We know she's going to reconnect with her other Jedi master or friend, whatever.
Right.
And she's going to like confine in him what happened.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, we
Craig
agree,
almost-
Craig. We think Devon's.
Yeah.
Devon's master dies. Yep. We were talking about maybe Devon was the one who ends up killing him.
Yeah, it's all kinds of potential for what could happen, but I think his death will be the last thing she has to hold on to that would potentially prevent her from joining Maul.
Yeah, Whispers of the Unknown and Pride and Vengeance.
Whispers of the Unknown makes me think of like conversations on other planets about this.
Yeah,
I feel like
Janix,
that's when the Empire comes in.
well, Janix is very self-contained.
Yeah.
Because somebody within the like police academy or where Lawson works blows the whistle, whether it's his manager, Two Boots, I think somebody there notifies the Empire. I don't think I don't think it would be the Pikes, because the Pikes, they're probably like stitches good snitches mentality, like the stereotypical like gangster you'd see, and like the Pikes are trying to keep their noses down or their heads down,
Yeah.
whatever, you know what I mean? So, and that's the only exterior, like that's the only people outside of Janix we've seen are the Pikes, and I don't think they're gonna do anything crazy about that. But I know we were talking about this a little bit before the show started. There's a prequel comic currently run, like it's on its first issue. Second issue comes out Wednesday of 5. And I thought it was weird that they didn't have the entire prequel comic out before the show started. It didn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but after seeing the first 2 episodes, the first issue of the prequel comic makes a lot more sense. It's all about Lawson and Two Boots tracking down a conflict between the two gangsters that we catch up with in this episode. David, can you remind me of their names again? I just can't keep them straight for some reason.
Sabrex.
The
Two gangsters?
The two gangsters, the mob bosses. The guy with the mech suit.
Vario?
And then, yep, Vario.
Yeah.
And who's the other one?
It's escaping me right now. I don't think they have it on this list.
But anyway, there's a conflict
It's like
between
Demas or something like that.
Yeah, Demas and Vario in the comic, and Lawson's kind of investigating in it. And Maul is, at the time of that comic book, he's off world. He's not on Janix. The end of the first issue, we see him getting on a transport to go to Janix, because I think he's that's all we see him say. We don't know if he knows anything about Janix, so he hasn't been there long. And I think this comic will dive into the deal he made with Vario and why he's talking about how, hey, our deal was broken, blah, blah, blah. But very interesting.
Mm-hmm. Dude, I'm excited. What about you, David? What are you hoping to see in the next 2 episodes?
Just like you said, exploration of Devin and her backstory. And I think to me, she is one of the most interesting characters, because the way she was acting, she's kind of teetering on the edge of light dark. I'd like to see her backstory if they could provide that.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think she's Talon or anything like that. I think Talon's a separate thing. I think she's her own character. But if she becomes Talon, okay, I'll go with it. And we just showed that picture of the foreshadowing. She was completely red. So maybe she does tattoo her body red or turns red or something, and then gets the black tats or whatever. So I don't know. I'm excited about this. It seems like we got a great foundation, a great start. It was fast and intense, fast paced. They're doing different stuff, so I'm thrilled by that, and hopefully this can get a lot of people back on the Star Wars bandwagon here.
For sure.
A lot more positivity. That's what I like to see.
Yeah.
And
the hiatus we just had was too long.
It was a long hiatus. What was the last thing we saw that came out?
Visions.
The Lego
in October
special.
The Lego
special, yeah.
Visions.
What? It's April.
It's been a while.
It's 5-6 months.
Yeah. And then right after this, it's gonna be
Mando
Grogu.
Yeah. I hope Disney doesn't cannibalize itself and like, okay, cool, Maul's out, let's promote Mando and Grogu, which they need to promote that. But I hope it's not like not talked about again until like season 2 starts being promoted, however far down the line that may be.
It's hard because it seems to be like their marketing strategy. Like even this show, we heard about it at Celebration, and we saw the trailer at Celebration.
Mm-hmm.
Then we heard nothing up until 2 months ago?
Yeah.
3 months. The first trailer was
January.
2 months ago. That was and stuff. And then now there's a huge push a few weeks before.
Right.
And it feels like this is their marketing strategy. So like if it's following that timeline, we should be getting more Mando and Grogu this week.
There's more social media push for it. I mean, there's like little vignettes,
more merchandise.
Like
a lot more merchandise.
Yeah,
for sure. Interesting.
Devin McCaffrey, one of our awesome Patreon supporters out there, coming to say
Devin?
hi. Haven't seen episode 2 yet, so can't stay. Don't want spoilers. We haven't
Thanks for popping in.
Spoiled a whole lot.
I have been trying really hard to be non-spoilery just in case. I feel so bad.
Okay. Yeah, we touched on a couple things, but pause it, come back, listen to it. I know Devin listens to all our stuff, and shout out to Devin on not the Devin character in Maul Shadow Lord, but our Devin on Patreon. He's been a very long time Patreon member, Devin McCaffrey, and I think he is the patron that interfaces with us the most on Patreon. He
Aw.
likes the stuff and he'll comment and he'll say he'll I mean, you can tell he's listening on Patreon because he talks about very specific things that happened and it's
Yeah.
usually funny stuff. So yeah,
We
thank
appreciate
you
you,
so much,
Devin.
Devin. Yeah, appreciate you a lot. And we were able to buy new shirts for the podcast for Vegas. So um,
Thanks,
hopefully,
Devin.
hopefully we can see you at some point at some con, some place we travel to. So
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, thank you so much.
Hmm.
All right, well, do you got any more that you want to add?
I got
know you have
one
some
last
questions,
thing.
Zach.
I got one last thing. So I covered
Okay.
all the things that I had my little note for, except for one. So okay, do you guys think there's a chance we'll see the Darksaber in this show?
No way.
Where
David,
is
what do you
that?
think? So okay, if you're watching on YouTube here, I keep referencing this comic like it's gospel. I mean, it's just 4 episodes of the Clone Wars that were gonna happen. They didn't happen. They got a comic book. Oh well, here we are, but it's still considered canon. So on YouTube here, this is Gar Saxon and Rookcast breaking Maul out of the imprisonment that Palpatine has him in. Because at the end of season 5, he's like, "I'm not going to kill you. I have other plans for you." And it ends. Credits roll. Maul's getting electrocuted, and we don't know what happens. But these commandos come in and break him out. And if you can see on the zip line, they bring him the Darksaber, and he's using the Darksaber to escape. And he uses it throughout the entire comic, all 4 issues. And he doesn't have his red saber on him at all. So we know that Maul gets it back at some point after he's captured from Palpatine or captured by Palpatine, but we don't know what he does with it because it sits dormant for like close to 15 years. And this next image that I have here, if you're also watching, this is from Maul in season 3 of Rebels. He's got a little shrine behind him of Duchess Satine. I don't know if shrine's the right word. It just, I don't know. Kind of looks like a shrine, but
it's like the serial killer thing, right?
yeah, and
you,
her eyes
you
are
keep little
crossed out
treasures
and stuff like that. And because I mean, we all know that Maul killed Duchess Satine to really push Obi-Wan's buttons. I guess it's kind of diluting that, but it's way more extreme than that. And the Darksaber is like sitting on a stand. Like if there was if this camera could pan down and look at the bench that those candles are on. Oh wait, maybe that is the Darksaber right next to it. Like those candles in the middle there. It's on that desk somewhere. And like Sabine just kind of walks up and takes it. Or maybe Kanan does.
It's like a warped Dio de los Muertos type setup.
Yeah.
Well, and it just kind of sits there, and Maul doesn't seem to really be too bothered by it being gone. But like that's the symbol of ruling Mandalore, and he had it. He won it fair and square, beating the piss out of Pre Vizsla. I mean, he killed him and took it from him, and but he still has it, and I don't know if it's like in like a safe keep box, just on Dathomir where no one's gonna find it because Grievous wiped out Dathomir. No one's going back to Dathomir, but I wonder if that's where it is now, and if we'll see it again. I don't know why we would, but I can't think of a reason for why we wouldn't, and I kind of hope we see it. I don't want it to be an overused MacGuffin in Star Wars, but in the timeline, he has it. He's in possession of it, and we know that at least until Rebels. So, I don't know. There's all kinds of... And they don't need to make that a driving force in the show. They really don't, but it'd be kind of cool if we got to see some of the knickknacks Maul still has, and if he whips it out to make a point, like if Rick Cass is like second-guessing her loyalty, he's like, no, look at this. I rule Mandalore, and I don't know. Even though he doesn't, but
yeah,
I don't know.
I want
We'll
some
see.
Maul knickknacks.
Some Maul knickknacks, like those slippers that we got earlier today.
Did you guys order them?
Oh,
I don't know what size to order.
I know it's small, medium, large, and extra large. I don't know what
what's
that
extra
means.
Extra large, Zach.
Is it going width or is it going length? There's all kinds of... I need answers.
What's your shoe
We
size,
need all have
Zach?
them at
I'm a
SpaceCon.
13.
Okay.
Extra large.
I'll buy a 12 or 13. It just depends.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but that was kind of the last thing I had that I kind of wanted to bring up. And like the Darksaber's still around. Maul has it, but will we see it is the question. We know where it goes. We see how it exchanges hands after him, but we don't know what he does with it for the better part of 2 decades. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, who'd have thunked?
I really don't think we're gonna get it. I think he's like has it locked up deep inside, treasure kind of thing. It is such a serial killer thing, right? Kills Satine, has a portrait of her that he rips away from like her palace.
Yeah.
Kills Paz Vizsla. That's why the saber is there. I don't think he actually cares about ruling Mandalore and having that authority because Mandalore doesn't really exist anymore.
Well, and I wonder
And
if they
stuff.
wouldn't accept him either.
After everything, yeah.
Yeah.
So for him, it's just a treasure and a token of like his accomplishments.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
I'd be very curious what else is there.
Yeah, me too. Maybe he got his legs from that trash compactor on Naboo, and I'm just kidding.
See,
I'm totally
that would be
kidding.
great if at some point we get some flashback or he goes back there and we get that full scene of everything and he explains it all. And then so we get really a good picture of what his psyche is at that point. Because we've seen him go through like being really what's the right word? Not like he's unconfident. Like he lacks a lot of confidence and he's trying to prove himself in like the book, the Darth Maul book and stuff like that, where he's trying to make sure the plans don't escape because Palpatine sends him out after him, right?
Sure.
And then we see him get cut in half, and then he goes completely crazy and stuff. So we've seen him through a lot of different psyches.
Yeah, and he has to get restored with dark side magic to be sane again. So
does he have to go to Dathomir to be able to stay stable enough to to continue functioning?
Possibly. Who knows? Maybe we'll know someday. I don't know.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, all kinds of stuff we could probably speculate for forever. There's all kinds of ways this could go. We just know how it's bookended, but it's I'm excited to see how things fill in the gap. So can't wait for next week. 2 more episodes, and I'm glad they're doing 2 episodes at a time.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I want more. I'm ready. Let's do it.
Imagine if you only got 1 episode that was 28 minutes long.
Jeez. I mean, that was my childhood. Friday nights, Clone Wars, 20 minutes. You wait a week and then 3 months in between seasons, and then Ahsoka leaves the Jedi Council, and then they cancel the show, and then you don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know. Don't worry about it. It didn't bother me. It's fine. It's okay.
Clearly, you're not having nightmares about it.
No, I don't remember the day I watched the last episode of season 5 as it aired on Cartoon Network, and no.
What time was it?
What time came on at 8:00, and then Ben 10 was after.
You would stay up that late?
No, Ben 10 was well, okay, so seasons 4 and 5. No. Season 5 was moved to Saturday mornings. Seasons 1 through 4 were Friday nights at 8, I think. And we used to have I had buddies in my neighborhood, like kids we played with that loved Star Wars, and we'd have everyone over and watch the Clone Wars on Friday nights. Like that was something we did growing up, and yeah, it was a lot of fun.
That's cute. That's really cute.
Yeah. So, but anyway, yeah, I'm excited. We got more of this Lucasfilm animation. I chomp at the bit for any of this stuff. So it's a great character. It looks like a great story. It's got a lot of good things going for it, and I'm excited to see where it goes.
So Zach sent a really, really cute video of his son watching.
Yeah, he's dialed.
Watching Clone Wars to prepare for the show. So what did Kanan think?
He loved watching all the flashing lights and it was, he was mesmerized for sure. Oh, I love it. Random question. We saw, is tonight the first time we've seen purple blaster bolts?
Ooh.
From the Pikes?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't
I always
remember
see
them from any
red,
other
green,
series.
yellow.
Yeah, and blue, but I don't know if we've
Yes.
seen purple.
I wonder what makes it purple.
Mm.
I don't know. Anyway, just food for thought for everyone out there. But I'm like, I don't think we've seen purple blaster bolts before, but first time
Can
for
you guys tell
everything.
the sun has set in California?
Homie, the sunset over here like 5 ever ago, but
I'm staring into the sun right now. You get blinder.
too funny.
All right. On that note, we have a great Star Wars show. We're going to review this every week and maybe add on to it during the week, depending on if we have time. And I think we're all
News comes
excited.
out.
Yeah. Especially,
Star Wars
good
is
news
back,
drops.
baby.
Yep. We're back once again. Hiatus is over.
Boom.
Look to the Star Wars Stuff podcast for all the news.
Yes.
This is the way.
Do
Dynamite
that.
kaboom.
Yeah, Mary's dropping Easter eggs from phone calls. So yes,
Dynamite
for Mary,
kaboom.
Mary, Zach, my name's David, and may the Force be with you.
Always.
Pew, pew.
Day wana
This is the way.
wanga. Whoopee whoopee.
Kabooey.